We are back, and the topic tonight is atheists really think that the Bible is false. Why do atheists reject the Bible? That's the question that we have. Why do atheists reject the Bible? That's the question. Mike, why do you think? Why do you think atheists reject the Bible? Just out of curiosity. They reject it because they don't want to accept the things that they still want to do that is deemed as unrighteous in the Bible. So therefore, because there's some things that they disagree with in the Bible, they say, well, if I disagree with this, then how powerful could the God actually be in the Bible? If I disagree and I'm just a human, right? That means he's not as moral as I am, because if I was him, I wouldn't put these stipulations on people. So they start putting themselves in the position of God. And at the beginning, they don't realize this is what they're doing because they're so fresh to it. So in the beginning, they don't realize they're trying to put themselves in front of God to say that they're more moral than God, they're more selfless than God. But in reality, what you're doing is you're putting yourself forth and saying, I'm actually a better God than the God of the Bible. That's what they're trying to say. So
Yeah.
then you end up pushing yourself so far away where now you're rejecting everything because you think that you have a better moral compass than the God of the Bible.
Right.
So I think they reject it because of their own personal selfish ambitions and their own self gratification on who they think they would have been if they were God. So they reject him because they're not him.
Mm,
And I think it's dangerous because when you do that, you start to play with what Jesus says is going to be weeping and gnashing of teeth, not realizing that's what you're going to be playing with because you're ignoring the most important parts of the Bible just to focus on the minuscule. I have honestly yet to meet an atheist that actually focus on the details, on the important stuff of the Bible. You know why they don't focus on the important stuff of the Bible? Because they know what it really means. They
they
focus
know it
on
makes
the little,
sense.
yeah, exactly. They know it makes sense. So they focus on little dumb stuff like, oh, see, God doesn't know science. And see. What is the science have to do with what Jesus is talking about? He talking about your salvation. You want to go to a cloth? You want to go to Deuteronomy and talking about wars that's happening? What are you talking about? That's why they focus on the little things and they never ever focus on the real stuff because the real stuff is what they're afraid to talk about. They don't want to talk about hell. They don't want to talk about that.